Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I'm going to get immediately to the Schumann resonance because my phone's about to die. I had 30% charge and then boom, 30 to 0 in 1 second. I felt an energy discharge go from my hand and I blipped it out. Plugged it back in at 14% charge, so it could be a matter of seconds. So today, the Schumann resonance at 17 o'clock, they only had one report for the day, says today's activity was mild with small movements starting shortly after midnight UTC and finished at 13. The highest peak reached 15 hertz at 5:30 UTC. From the graph, we note that today there were no vertical lines after 2 a.m. UTC time. So there you have it. At least on the Schumann resonance scale, there wasn't a whole lot of activity. 15 hertz, that's nothing. 15% on my phone, 15 hertz. It's a devil's card too in the tarot, in case you're keeping track of the number 15 for some odd reason. If it's if it's something that's in your energy field, maybe you want to clear it or look at it. Maybe see if you're putting yourself in hell. You put yourself in hell, then you gotta get yourself out. The doorway to hell is always open. You're never stuck. So today, I might as well just go on with the Ascension symptoms right away. Ascension symptoms scale today is 99. And I mean, like right now, as I'm recording this at almost 1 a.m. Ecuadorian time. Yeah, I don't know. I went to record this. I picked up my phone. I felt my energy just discharge. My phone just freaking went dead. And then I started having an allergy attack where I started sneezing my head off, and out of nowhere had a really bad asthma attack. And it was just like crazy. It's like all of a sudden I felt like my whole house is completely filled with dust, even though it was no dustier than it was 2 hours ago when I was unaffected. So bizarre, right? So strange. Anyway, the show must go on, as they say. So I'm going to record the rest of the show, even though I am sniffly and sneezy. I don't know, what can I say? Ascension symptoms. You know, it's just part of it. After all, what are allergies if not an opportunity to be grateful for puffs, Kleenex? Yeah, all right. Okay, so I went and plugged my other phone in. All right. Why So Serious 2 is a channel on YouTube. Sirius is spelled Sirius, if you want to go see this lady. She is an energy healer, and she sees energy really, really clear. Like physically, like almost with her eyes. Like she has quantum sight, and it's really strong in her. And so she has this thing that she looks at all the energies coming on the planet, and she keeps a diary of the energies that she's feeling, and then she reports them, you know, once a day, if not several times a week. And then she also looks at the NASA and the NOAA weather alerts and other things on the planet to see if what she's seen and experiencing and feeling has anything to do with the scientific data that is constantly being collected about the planet. So she was talking today about the things that I was talking to you guys about, the NOAA alerts, that on the 7th, I think what I told you guys that they were expecting it might break off. We may have a solar flare, a coronal mass ejection come towards us, you know, with all of its plasma and you know, chaotic glory and radiation. All right, so 7 o'clock a.m. on the 7th, NOAA reported that a full halo, CME, coronal mass ejection, just like exploded all over the sun. It's like a full halo is like when there's like like a halo around the whole sun. And then it kind of explodes, and then it's like headed our way. It's like bombarding the planet. There already were brownouts, already hit Asia. A lot of people had issues that work on frequencies lower than 20 hertz for communication, such as ham radio operators. They were affected already, and it's getting ready to hit tomorrow. So, just be prepared that there's a potential for a blackout or a brownout. I mean, don't go out and buy yourself a whole bunch of, frozen food. Blah. There goes my allergies. Now my mind is like, blah. Ascension symptoms, man. Just, it makes me kind of like forget words. My aphasia is worse. All this stuff is worse. Anyway, so she said that they reported there was one at 7 a.m. on the 7th, but also the second largest one this week was at 5:50 this morning, or yesterday morning. And it was also another CMA. It was the second largest type that could possibly happen, coming from the sun straight at the planet. The halo looks kind of like a rainbow, according to the Y-Source Sirius lady. She said she saw a rainbow of colored energy, and it knocked her out. She had to sleep. She had to just pass out today from it. She was very overwhelmed by the energy of it. I'm feeling that kind of overwhelmed. I feel like I just have to pass out immediately right now, feeling very tired, whereas an hour ago I was completely fine. I got enough sleep. I felt great. I ate, and then now an hour later I'm just like, And it could have been, because I ate, I don't know. Usually I had pasta. I don't normally eat pasta, so it could be an allergy to wheat. But, I mean, my whole body is starting to feel itchy. I'm starting to feel weird, and I feel like it's more of an energetic thing. But she said that the energy of the rainbows that she felt this time was very pastel-colored rainbows. All the extremely pale, pale, pale colors. So, I don't know. Have you guys gotten messages of rainbows, or have you felt the energy of it? That's part of what some people are experiencing right now. The sunspot that just released some plasmas called AR2740. Not that anyone's keeping track. I think we should just, maybe call this one Fifi. Can we just say, hey, Fifi attacked us? I mean, someone will assume it's, your neighbor's ugly little poodle. At least ugly disposition. Poodles are cute. All right. So we were attacked by Fifi. It'll be here tomorrow. Oh, God. Every time we get attacked, she has been taking absolutely intense notes on all this stuff because she wanted to keep a diary to see what's going on. So every time a sunspot releases a coronal mass ejection or a solar flare or a solar storm and it comes our way, she has also been taking note of all the things going around the planet. And we've been having some pretty massive solar flares lately. And she discovered that, basically things like massive sinkholes are opening up, and there's more tectonic plate movement, a lot more earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, extreme storms on land. We've been having all these massive snowstorms, freak snowstorms that, are really intense, like the polar vortex. So she did mention something that freaked me out. I did not know about this. There is a sinkhole that opened up in Antarctica, 3,700 square feet. Just as soon as we got hit by a solar flare the last time, boom, massive sinkhole opens up in Antarctica. They're literally calling it the gates of hell, or the hellhole. I assumed Antarctica was a hellhole anyway because, it's just so freaking cold that if you stay outside for like an hour, you'll die. But, I mean, crazy stuff. Okay. See. Yeah, I'm looking at all my notes here. Gee, I wish I could read my own writing. I wrote something about the sunshine. Oh, yeah. I did stay up all night, and I was up until the sunrise, and then I went to bed, and I slept all afternoon. So I got a long sleep, but I got a sleep kind of maybe not the normal times. Typical for me. Vampire hours, I guess. But the sun, oh yeah, this is what I wrote. The sun was so bright today. I opened up my window and I put my arms out the window and put my head out the window, and the pigeons came up, Fred and Ethel and the baby, Freddie Jr., and they all lined up really close to me, and they all just stared at me. I said, hey guys, I'm going to have a little meditation in the sun. And they looked at me like I'm out of my mind. Yeah, pigeons, they can be judgmental. I said, hey guys, why don't you guys pay attention to the sun with me? You know, so I'll meditate. So they just watched me as I meditated out with my head out the window. And I just took it all in, and in like 5 minutes, my skin smelled like that scent that you get when you've been at the beach for like 8 hours and you're a normal person. For me, it was like after 5 minutes, because I'd taken my vitamin D just like that. Redheads are really efficient when it comes to absorbing sunlight and converting it instantly to vitamin D, which is an amazing and marvelous thing. So, but I was also pulling in the energy of the sun directly, like consciously breathing and pulling the energy into my head chakra, like my crown chakra, my 8th chakra, my heart chakra. And then I just kind of allowed it to flow through my body and clear out any of the dross or, you know, any negative or low vibration energy I may be holding or harboring. Well, when I first started to breathe in the energy of the sun and pull it towards me, the sun was so freaking bright that I literally went deaf for a few seconds. This is the second time this has ever in my life happened, and it happened this year before, like a couple months ago, and I did mention it on the show. I mean, the sun is so bright, my ears don't function anymore because the frequency gets so high that my ears just go, nope, and they just shut down. It's like my ears go to sleep. And it was for like almost 10 seconds. It was like kind of scary. I knew I was going to be okay because I was okay from the last time. But this lady on the Why So Serious channel, she said the same thing, that she woke up in the morning very early. And it was about maybe 6:30 or 7. Maybe it's about 7:30. So that means it would have been maybe 5:30 a.m. her time. So that's about right. She says about 5:30 in the morning, or maybe she said 3:30 in the morning. She woke up and the energy from the sun was so powerful, even though the sun wasn't up where she lived, that she had to put a pillow over her head so she wouldn't hear the energy, and she still heard it, and she went deaf for a couple minutes. And she's super sensitive to energy. So I was shocked to hear anyone else say that. I'm like, why is this happening to me? I must be singled out. Well, now I realize I'm probably not. So if this does ever happen to you, don't freak out. It's maybe part of the process. Going deaf by such a bright light and such a high frequency energy. Very weird. Very strange stuff. So, oh God, here's my nose starting to run. Blah. All right. We had weather. I mean, the weather's been going crazy. Okay, so as my last note, yeah, around the planet, weather has been going crazy. It's also due to this heavy duty energy that's, just, it's overwhelming. Don't look at the sun directly. It is brighter than ever lately. If you're trying to be a breatharian and taking in the energy of the sun, maybe now's not time to do that. Go eat like an apple or something. Because I feel like you could go blind pretty fast with how intense the energy is now. Anyway, last night I had a lot of energy. I had also a lot of pleurisy. My lungs were swelling. My whole body was swelling again. I was like, oh my God. I was finally starting to look good and feel good again. And I lost a lot of the water weight, and it all came back with all this new energy coming in. So yeah, the pleurisy. is when your lungs swell and then you feel like they're kind of sticking to your ribs sort of feeling. And you got to be careful with pleurisy. I mean, if you ever have this issue, drink some hot tea, some Lipton black tea or normal black tea, green tea if you don't have the black tea, or coffee. Something that will help you just get rid of the water weight really quick. Just pee it out. You know, it's just, pleurisy is usually not dangerous. People used to die from it all the time, though. Catherine de Medici, she died from it. So, if you recall, she was the mother to the King of France, and also she was related to the ruling family from Spain. Not that you recall it directly from your life, because it's not like you're 400 years old or whatever, but you know what I mean. If any of you paid attention to history. I didn't learn it until recently, to be honest. I was shocked, though. I was looking it up, like, God, can anyone ever die of pleurisy? And it said Catherine de Medici. I'm like, no way. I loved her so much. I thought for sure she would accidentally poison herself. She was well known and well versed in the art of deadly poisons, which, oh, what a hobby. I mean, most women of her day, like, sewed. So, I mean, wow, she probably wasn't very popular. You know, probably didn't have a lot of friends, to be honest. All right, let's see what else. As far as there's a lot of things going on with us as far as energy is concerned. We are getting more and more and more symptoms, ascension symptoms, and they're newer, kind of upgraded upgrades. Another one that I haven't really mentioned is this creativity explosion. I've had a lot of ideas. I've been I haven't actually started the art yet, but I'm really inspired to start painting again. I'm really excited about the art. I have one of my friends he's from Colombia, this little guy. He's such a tiny person. He's like really short, like I'm like 5 feet tall, and I was like more than a foot taller than him. He's like this itty bitty little guy, one of the sweetest people in the whole wide world. He started doing psychedelic jungle plants and psychoactive plants like ayahuasca and San Pedro. And his art is so incredible that they just gave him, his art opening is this weekend. He has this massive art opening. He has been flown to Europe. He's gone all over Europe now. Germany, I think he was in France. He's been literally commissioned to paint murals on walls. And he's been commissioned since the day I met him. He was commissioned to paint people's travel photos, which was pretty cool. But he has just been, he was painting the hostel when I met him. It was his first job. And then his art got better and better. And I stayed at that hostel for 2 months. And over the course of 2 months, his art was getting better and better and better. And now he is one of the best artists ever. His name is Andres Camacho. And anyway, he's having an art show this weekend. And my other friend who lives in Spain, he's having an art show this weekend. And then my other friend locally, Tiago, is having this explosion of creative ability. And he just like made in the past month like 20 or 30 pieces of art. And now he's having a massive art sale to see who wants to buy his stuff. So there's been this massive creativity going on. My son has been rapping more, making up his own rap music. I mean, whatever your creativity is and wherever your, passion lies in a creative sort of way, whether it's art or music or writing, expect your creativity to explode this month and the next couple of weeks, especially if it's not already doing it. In fact, my good friend Rainey just painted the most incredible piece of art. She put it up on Facebook. It's a headstone in a grass with like all of nature around, and so beautiful. And it says R.I.P. number 13. And I love it because 13 literally is the number for death, but in her idea of the number 13, it's like the fears and the fears of death and the fears of life and all the crap that we hold on to. And she just wanted to put it to rest. So she painted a painting of a headstone, like rest in peace, number 13. I just thought, oh, that is the coolest thing ever. But her art was so beautiful, and I loved that art, Rainey. I didn't say anything on the Facebook because my computer internet went out, but I did pay attention to it, and I thought it was freaking amazing. But a lot of people are going through that massive explosion of creativity, which is amazing. Now, there's another really strange thing that's been happening. Besides the normal, tinnitus and fatigue and dizziness, feeling mentally foggy, feeling like you can't speak your language anymore, and you start talking kind of like this, a little stilted and weird, kind of Captain Kirking it a little. Another thing that people have been feeling is this vibration. Is vibrating. Where like it feels like your cell phone is going off inside your leg or inside your spine, or like now it's in your neck or on your elbow. It's like various parts, just like this phantom roaming cell phone on vibrate only. And it's also going through chakras, like the energy centers, like the, and you're like, what the hell is that? And then a second later, it's like in another part of your body, and you're like, oh, it's like in your stomach 1 minute, and then your neck, and that's been happening. I went to about 4 or 5 videos, and everyone's mentioning that, and it's like, yeah, that is weird. For a while, when I was first starting the ascension, and I had already been aware of it for like about a year. And then I moved to Ecuador from Peru, and I would wear my purse kind of over my head. No one here is going to rob me. This is like pretty safe. I mean, there's not that many robberies here, like at all. Not in Ecuador, not in this city anyway. In other parts of Ecuador, yes. But, old habits die hard. So I wear my, purse like with, the strap over my head, like I'm, touring and going to grab my backpack or something and my canteen. I mean, it looks kind of crazy, but I've always been doing this. But anyway, my elbow would be touching the edge of my purse, and my elbow would start to like vibrate. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh man, someone's trying to call me. And then I go in my purse and realize, A, I don't even have my phone in my purse. And B, I don't even have a phone number here. Why would anyone call me? I have a phone number. You can call me on my Magic Jack, which is an app on my phone now. It's not really an actual, it's not a real cell phone interaction. That's all I've got. It's the only way people could call me is through my Beverly Hills number. A lovely city I've never lived in. But you could get from any city with Magic Jack. But anyway, so yeah, I just we'd always feel this, but now lately there's like another octave of it. It's like a gentler buzzing, but it feels like your cell phone is on vibrate and it's about to die and it's inside your spine now. It's the only way I can explain it. But also that has been happening along with Kundalini energy starting to become very active, raising up, but also creating certain sexual side effects. So if you've been feeling a lot more, shall we say, randy, a little bit more interested in, brown chicken, brown cow, brown chickens and brown cows. Yeah, it's part of this. It's part of the ascension symptoms. It really is. Other things such as heart palpitations, heart vibrations, things that make you go, you're like a little bit afraid. Maybe I'm having a heart attack. Maybe that was an event. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, And I had that last week. Thank you, God, it's gone. A lot of people have been just going about their business, going about their day, and everything seems fine. And all of a sudden, there's like a kind of a time slip. You just hop to another timeline, and you feel like I was thinking everything was clear, and then I just like had a little glitch where I don't remember what just happened 1 minute ago, sort of feeling, or it might be what happened with my phone earlier when it was on 30 and then within 1 second it went to 0. Yeah, a lot of timeline slippage. So February of this year, there was a lot more. I talked about time a lot more in February. I don't know if you noticed that, but I went to Shri and Kira's update for May, and what they had to say was pretty interesting. They said amidst all of the ascension symptoms that we're having, there's also like a clearer knowing, a clarity that we have not previously had as to what we're going through, what we need to fix, what we need to change. They also said there's 3 stages to the dark night of the soul this time around. And it's not that you're going backwards. You're not. You're actually, according to them, and I agree with this, is that you're just clearing out all the old energy and you are revisiting some of it, but you're seeing it from a different angle, a different knowingness, and you have a higher perspective and vantage view. So, it's like a higher vista. An alta vista, if you please. Okay. So they said that there's the dark night of the soul, then there's the darker night of the soul, and the darkest night of the soul. But just, breathe through it. You're going to get through it. Everything's going to be okay. Just sit with it, observe, accept that it's happening, and choose higher for yourself. And speaking of choosing higher in timelines, there was another person, I want to say it was Feel Good, but I might not have that correct, was saying that now's the time to choose the highest timeline. Oh, Aaron Doty was saying, I said it yesterday. So Aaron Doty, Feel Good, Victor Odo, they're all saying a lot of the similar things. So I've been listening to those guys lately, and Shri and Kira. Now, Shri and Kira, though, they said something interesting, that last month was the month of resurrection for a lot of people. People that maybe wouldn't normally be super depressed or suicidal suddenly were. A lot of people decided to pass from this plane last month. A lot of people decided that in April was a time they were going to face all of their former fears as far as sickness, and people got sick. Shri himself, and he's up there as far as spirituality is concerned. He had this massive sudden attack. He had to have an operation. He was losing blood. They had to go buy blood from a different hospital. They didn't have his blood type. I mean, it was like ridiculous. And 6 times during April, Kira was told, your husband will die today. Be prepared. And she was just like, oh my God, and it was all she could do to get through it. So if you want to send them love and light and prayers, Shri and Kira could probably use it. That extra love. They need that to keep going. Made them question everything. For them, that was a massive dark night, darkest and, darkest night of the soul. They said it was, it's just that resurrection energy, but from his perspective, his soul was hovering over his body, healing himself. And he was seeing the whole part of the ascension and how it relates to God and, the divine, and also all the other interdimensions. So for him, it was this massive spiritual journey, which was incredible. And he looks great. He's actually lost a lot of weight. He also, after all that was done, a week later, he had a heart embolism. It exploded in his heart, and he almost died from that. And a couple days later, while he's still in the hospital, he had a second one. So that was his massive health issue. For me, it was getting severe asthma and almost dying a couple times of asthma attack. I don't know if I told you guys I almost died. I knew I was about to pass out. I knew that if I didn't get to the inhaler on time, I probably wouldn't have made it. my face was turning gray. My aura was gray. I could see in the mirror. And that's a sure sign that death is coming. So I went on medicine for a week to help cure the asthma and looked down at my nails after the week. And even though I was breathing better, my nails were blue. And I went, oh my God, that's a sure sign I have walking pneumonia. So then I had to go back and get the steroids again, prednisone again. I had to go get antibiotics, and I was on antibiotics for a week. So for the past 5 or 6 weeks, I've been kind of just laying low and hanging in my house and not really wanting to go anywhere, not having energy to go anywhere. Some days I have energy and I'll go do whatever, and I come home and I'm just flat out exhausted for 2 days. So, which means my fibromyalgia is back. That's with all the pain that I've been having, and Epstein-Barr virus. Those things are showing back up in people. So this is, we're kind of going through this crap, and they said that May is the core of the year as far as they're concerned. And the resurrection energy started in April. A lot of people were going through the issues of health and immune system, and we were getting the immune system upgrades. But core to them, CORE, stands for Center of Resurrection Energy. So we're in the center of it. We're like in the eye of the storm right now of it. And if you're going through any kind of resurrection energy, whether it's mental health issues, whether it's physical health issues, whatever it is, or old injuries flaring up, my knee is hurting. It's like my knee hasn't hurt in a long time. My other knee is hurting. The knee that I broke a bone in my knee when I broke a bone in my ankle a couple years ago, 4 years ago. A lot of my old injuries are coming back up. My whole body was swollen last week, but now it's better again. Thank you, God. Anyway, this is just some of the stuff. I mean, just be on the lookout for it. Another lady, Raven something. I forgot the name of her. I have like 3 or 4 people that I follow on YouTube, and they have Raven in their names, so I can't remember. I just found her today. Her higher guidance said vitamin C and vitamin D are very important. And today I got vitamin D, and so I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Vitamin C too. So take your vitamins, take your minerals. That's super important. This morning, I had the most beautiful, glorious sunshine photos of the sun rising. Every couple minutes, the sky changed completely. And I mean, we went from purples and pinks to pale blues to bright frickin' tang orange colored clouds. But it was almost like, it was more bright than tang. It was like ultraviolet radiated clouds. It was so absolutely beautiful and incredible. It was literally a glorious sky that took my breath away in a good way this time. And I took a lot of pictures. I put up 6 pictures though. Go to my Instagram, Mermaid Girl 888, or my Twitter, same thing, Mermaid Girl 888. Go check it out. I think it's on my Facebook also, on just Elena Fox Starks. But it's really incredible. The pictures are, it'll take your breath away. I mean, a pale, beautiful turquoise, green, blue sky with bright, fluffy, amazing, marvelous, almost fire orange clouds. And then some of the clouds look like angel wings. And I felt like I was surrounded by angels. This fluffy, angelic energy was surrounding me. And at the same time, this other lady, the Raven one, she was saying that she felt the same thing this morning over in Florida, that she felt she was surrounded by angels. She felt definite archangel energy all around her for the past day or two. And it's just been everywhere. So I think it's cool. And like, we're all kind of experiencing similar things. In the afternoon, the sky was just back to normal looking, and we had dark blue, cobalt blue, indigo blue clouds, which again, that's affecting the pineal gland and the throat chakra. And I'm starting to also feel and see very pale bits of the violet lavender energy. So I don't know. What are you guys seeing and feeling? You can let me know. You shoot me an email at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, or you can send me a voicemail at anchor.fm/metaphysical. But I don't know. I wanted to just let you guys know all this. The Ascension symptom stuff has kind of really ramped up. So instead of an introduction tonight, this is kind of like the first half of the show. So all of the symptoms are talked about. Now we're going to take a quick break. Just let the commercial play out while you run and grab a glass of water or whatever. Go ahead and do that. I'll be back in a moment, and we're going to talk about energy clearing the energy in your body, and we're going to be doing it from the 5 elements. So we're going to be using examples that are real world examples on how you can clear yourself of any negative or residual energy, especially if you go through the dark night of the soul, if you're going through a personal, emotional, or psychological resurrection. We want to kind of channel the energy out that's old, make room for the new. I'm going to tell you how to do that after this. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was. But as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions, and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast, and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. Oh my gosh, what a difference 1 second makes. Can you believe it? I couldn't remember her name. She just requested during the break. I was gone a whole 30 seconds. During that break, she requested to follow me on Instagram, Shaman Destiny Raven. That's her name. But it's Destiny with an A, Destiny. Like, I think that might be her name is Destiny with an A. So, Shaman Destiny Raven. Oh my gosh, she's got the most incredible energy. She feels real. Like, she's not one of these happy-go-lucky, I'm spiritual too, wannabes, gonna make money on YouTube and, regurgitating everybody else's information without any input of their own. I've run across 3 or 4 people like this now that they've been driving me crazy. It's like, we're gonna be in the 4th dimension soon. It's like, oh my God, get the information right. No, we're not. We already were in the 3rd dimension, where our thoughts level of mind was the 4th dimension. That's where demons live. That's where your dreams are had. 4th dimension is what our minds mentally have always been. It's where our emotional body usually is kind of floating around there. I mean, we're not really gonna live in the 4th dimension, because, sorry, frankly, I don't want to live with other people's nightmares. We're all ascending into the 4th dimension. I was like, oh my God, no, we're not. No, we're not. Oh my God, quit lying to people. And I've heard other people go, we're going into the 4th density. Why are you trying to confuse things? Yeah, that's a whole nother system of ideas of thinking about this. And yeah, it's probably true, but that's so confusing to people. I've come across so many videos that are just crap, you guys. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are not. It's like, just clear your energy. It's like they make a whole video about clear your energy, but they don't really give you a reason or way how. They go, just meditate. They don't tell you how to meditate. Just, clear your energy. Just say, I clear my energy, and that's how you clear it. Well, you know what? For some people, it is that's actually true. You can, if you get good enough, you could clear it with your thought. You could clear it just with the thought. Boom. It's done. But I'm going to get into some very real and very practical information on how to clear your energy. Now, we have our physical body. We have our mental body. So I think we're storing a lot of mental energy there. If you can release, relax, and let go of all your thoughts, your mental body is clear. It makes way for new inspiration and new ideas to come in. We have our emotional body. If we're harboring a lot of emotions, a lot of stuck thoughts and feelings about past relationships, whether they were romantic or friendships or, relationships at work or with your parents or God have you, whatever there is. Emotional stuff. If you were ignored and had 0 relationships, that also, those kind of feelings can fill up your emotional body. And there's a lot of magic and a lot of power in your emotional body if you clear it out. So it's like if you have a super messy attic, you can't put a library up there. You can put the energy and the knowledge and the mystical stuff in your attic. No, you can't cast a circle like they did on Charmed in their attic without cleaning it out first. So your emotional body, you need to clear that out. Mental body, emotional body. You have your spirit body that you travel around in at night. It might need to be cleansed. Maybe there's spirit attachments or energetic attachments, like maybe negative thoughts. If you were out floating around and you had a bad dream or a negative experience, there might be something there. So I think your spirit body and astral body are like literally the same thing. And I think it's the same thing as the etheric body. It's kind of my understanding of it. If there's an extra body I don't know about, well, whatever I tell you right now is going to help cleanse that too. So don't worry about that. All right. Well, let's see if I could read these messy notes. Messy notes and a messy desk is a sure sign of a clear and organized mind, I swear. There's 2 kinds of Virgo in this world. One is where their house is perfect and neat and not one pin has dropped on the floor. And if it did, not one speck of dust would rise up from that pin drop. Everything is neat. Everything is perfect. And then there's but they have the very, very messy mind, very disorganized, can't keep track of crap. They don't follow up. They have nothing. Like mentally, like they're smart, but everything is totally scattered. Or there's the kind of Virgo where it's the opposite. My house is never completely clean, mostly because I've been raising kids for, 20 years. But, I mean, my youngest is 16, in about 2 years, hopefully he'll make enough money to have his own place and his own space. And he wants to move in with his girlfriend. He's already planning everything ahead, which is cool, really cool. But, my house is always kind of messy. It's a little bit, even in my room, which is my own personal space. Right now I've got clothes on hangers hanging up all over my room, drying, because I discovered that I could dry clothes in 8 hours in the air versus in the dryer here, which does not work. Like 2 days later, my clothes would still be wet, and every hour I'm like turning the thing on. So I decided, screw it. I'm not going to use electricity for this. Not going to ruin the planet. So like right now I'm like kind of messy, kind of cluttery, but my mind is more organized. So, but when I write my notes, cluttery, just so cluttery. And then of course the other thing for all Virgos, we're very, very critical of ourselves. We're critical of others, but we're more critical of ourselves than others. So, I mean, if you've ever been hurt or criticized by a Virgo, I'm sorry. On behalf of all Virgos everywhere, I'm sorry. We don't really mean it. We want people to improve themselves because we want to improve ourselves. That's all it is. If we see something we don't like in another person, it's because we don't like it in ourselves, whether we're Virgos or not. All right, so energy clearing. I'm going to do this from the levels of water, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. On Captain Planet, they called it heart, but I'm calling it spirit. So let's start with earth. Earth is a good one to start with. If you're feeling kind of fatigued or kind of junky, like energetically, or you just need some sort of boost or upliftment, I honestly recommend constantly cleaning and clearing your energy so that you don't get stuck in old thinking. You don't want to be stuck in that old way, that old linear thinking, the old 3D thinking. You want to be fluid and dynamic in fifth dimensional thinking now. One lovely way that I thought about cleaning yourself, clearing yourself, is physically cleaning your physical body, is with herbal teas and also spirulina or wheatgrass. You could also, with the spirulina, a lot of people don't like the flavor of spirulina. It's an algae, a blue-green algae. It's really lovely as far as detoxing, but not as lovely as far as taste is concerned. You can add fresh cocoa powder with that, mix it in equal amounts, and it will only just taste like chocolate then. Don't do it with hot water though, do it with cold. It's a little hard, gonna smash it against the side of the glass. Sorry about that, guys. It's a little hard to mix in. You can mix some of it in a little bit of hot water first and then add cold water later with the spirulina. But that is a nice cleanse. Another thing to do is juice cleanses, juice fasts. I gave you the recipe a few days ago for my how I cured my cancer that I do not have anymore. Thank you, God. My body's clear. Yay. But also wheatgrass. Wheatgrass is, if you get wheatgrass powder, you just put a tablespoon in a tall glass of water and swirl it around. It mixes super fast and super easy and has a really fresh, clean, almost a grass flavor, but it's actually really good for you. It's so healthy. It's a natural detox. Also, you'll lose weight like crazy just right away from it. From that and the spirulina, you do those things and just walk for 10 minutes a day, maybe twice a day. That would be maybe enough to lose a few pounds every month without even hardly trying. So basically, I thought that would be good. Like, anything to do cleansing in the physical body will also cleanse your aura, like eating beets, beets, and also root vegetables such as, why is rutabaga coming to mind? I'm sure that's probably true. Rutabaga and also turnips. That's the one. Turnips are real strange. They're not all that great, but put them in a stew. Maybe make a vegan stew. If you want to add meat to it, that's on you. But I mean, it's up to you. It's neither here nor there. As long as you have the turnips, that will help cleanse your etheric body as well as your physical body, and it can cure all kinds of stuff energetically and spiritually. So if we're going to go with the earth one, earth way of cleansing, there's a lot of things to do. I've talked about this before. Draja Mikaharik has an amazing book called Egg Magic, and it's not at all calling that. That's like one of his chapters. It's called Spiritual Cleansing and has an egg on the front, and underneath the egg has a drawing of the ocean. My God, I'm sorry. I just lied to you accidentally. Anyway, Egg Magic is a chapter in the book, Spiritual Cleansing. So you basically just go take a regular chicken egg, it could be from the store, from a farm, from a backyard, whatever. And you start at the top of your head and you just give yourself a bath or a shower with it, not with water, but just, you're like running it through your pranic energy and aura to cleanse your aura. So that's a physical way to cleanse your aura, is with eggs. So you just take an egg, and when you have used one egg for your whole body, and just kind of cleanse it, run it through your energy field up and down your arms, down your feet, soles of your feet, all around your whole body. You take that and you gently put it in the trash and take it immediately outside to the outside trash. I recommend doing this the night before trash day, so that it is taken away far, far, far away from you, because if the egg breaks, that energy will come right back to you if it's in your house. That's important. The other thing to do with anyone you've ever made love to, had sex with, it was like one night stand, or someone you're married to 20 years, you are energetically tied with thick ropes of cord energy. It's like you're corded to them for 10 years more. You're going to feel every time they're sad, every time they're sick, every time they're giddy and happy, every time they're having sex, you're going to get horny. You're not going to know what happened. You could be feeling great and fine and everything's wonderful, and then all of a sudden they're having a really crappy day, and all of a sudden you feel depressed. You might feel suicidal out of nowhere because you're corded to them. And I think there might be secondary cords between you and everyone they have sex with after you or before. Crazy. We all are one, but we don't have to be that close to other ones. You know what I'm saying? So Draja Mikaharik had a solution. You take an egg and you rub it on your genitals with the and on your breast chakras, or in front of your nipples. Sorry if this is a little graphic for you guys, but you just rub that, and I would say over your belly button, because that's, if you feel like a really close attachment, and there's some like parental issues, like they always call that mommy issues or daddy issues, and then you connect to that person on that level. Rub the egg on your navel and imagine all the energy flowing into the egg, all your connections and ties flowing into the egg. Rub it over your genitals, everywhere that you had sexual activity with this person, right? So you want to collect that energy, and you want to collect that corded energy and put it into the egg. Now this one's different. You don't throw it away in the garbage the same way. So what you do, and this is you got to be coordinated with this. You open up your toilet and you flush your toilet, and as the toilet is flushing and the water goes down, you slam the egg as hard as you can, not into the water because you can splash yourself, and that's just gross. You splash it onto the side of the porcelain bowl where the egg will break, and then the water is still continuously flushing, and it will flush it all the way down. And what that does is it flushes all the sexual cords and energy, all the sexual energy and all your ties to those people away from you. Okay? This is extremely important to do. Extremely important, okay? This is one of those things that your mama's not going to tell you. But if it's been like 9 years since you slept with someone that you don't even remember their face or their name, they're still affecting you. It's like, what? I mean, if you just had 1 year of your life where you're kind of like, hey, living it up, I'm going to be with this one and that one and the other. Now you have, like, for 10 years, those people are with you. What if that person dies of a horrible disease? You know what I mean? Like, there's like a weird lot of, ugh. It's one reason why I just don't even have relations with people, not very often. I mean, if I'm, I could get lucky many, many times, but is it really getting lucky? It could be getting unlucky. What if that person is like super negative all the time? It's just, ugh, If they have a negative attitude or just negative things happen to them, or they just are a bad luck magnet or a weird magnet. Yeah, So you want to clear those cords. That is an earth way to do it, okay? You can also use crystals. Make sure you keep your crystals clean. You clean your crystals out in sunlight, out in moonlight, in under running water in a faucet. If you don't have a brook or stream or a river near you, or an ocean, you could do it with ocean water. You could just put them in a vat of salt, like a little bowl of salt, and just let them sit there for a couple hours. And then you can run them through sage smoke. You could sprinkle them with holy water that you make. These are all ways that you can use to cleanse your crystals, okay? And then you use your crystals to cleanse your body. Then you re-cleanse your crystals. You can, for earth, you could go stand on an element of the earth. If you are nowhere near any kind of nature whatsoever and you feel weird taking your shoes off at a dog park, God, don't do that. That's just, it could be so, I'm a Virgo, it could be super unhealthy, don't do that. So if you feel really weird, you don't want to walk around your like cement parking lot in your apartment building, pour a little bit of salt in your bathtub before you take a shower, or in your shower, and you stand on it and imagine all the energy that's negative being attracted to the salt and draining out. Salt is a natural crystal. It's a crystalline form, and it will pull any negative energy out of you immediately. Also, you could grid your house. I talked about this in the grid episode. You put one egg in every corner of your room, or in every corner of your whole apartment or house or dwelling. My friend lives in his van, so I say dwelling because it's literally converted into a little tiny house. So just in every corner, you keep an egg for 7 days, and then you gently put it in the trash and take it out, and do not break it or the energy come back. So that's another way. But so you could stand on salt in your bathtub, or you could go to the beach and stand on sand, or stand on grass, pebbles, or, well, I'm a Virgo, I don't want to do this, but you could stand on dirt. If you just have a dirt lot and no plants growing there, that's okay. Look for ants, look for fire ants first. But you could stand in the dirt. That actually will ground you and keep and let all that energy drain. You can surround yourself with roses or flowers of your choice. And you can actually use them to literally cleanse your energy. Daisies are nice for this. You can literally cleanse your aura by running daisies over your body. So say you have daisies for 5 days, and on the 4th day they're getting a little old looking. You can take them and run them through your aura. If you want to sacrifice them the first day, you could do it right away. Buy a dozen and use 3 or 4 to cleanse your aura. Why not? So, trees. Are you a tree hugging liberal? Okay. Well, if you are, that's great, because that's going to help you cleanse your energy. If you go and hug your arms around a tree, and you hug the tree and you ask it to accept all of your energy that doesn't serve you and tell it you need a transformation, the tree will comply, and you imagine it draining out of the soles of your feet, and it just goes all the way down into the roots of the tree, and the roots of the tree will transmute and transform that energy. You thank the tree, ask it first, and then thank it later. Yeah, you're going to look like a lunatic. I'm sorry. You're going to look like a crazy person, but you're going to feel better. So I don't know. I think I'd rather look like a crazy person for a few minutes and feel better later than to always look in conformity with others and always feel like crap like others do. So that's just me, but it's my opinion. Hopefully to you, it feels a little valid though. You can also use herbs like fresh sprigs of rosemary or lavender to cleanse your aura as well. You can also use fresh sprigs of rosemary and lavender in a lovely tea. Make yourself herbal tea. This is a combination of water and earth, especially if you connect to the spirits of the plant, if they're fresh, and connect to the spirit of the water. And that will somehow connect you to the elements and ask them to help cleanse your body. So now it's not just you cleansing yourself with an herbal tea. It's you and 2 or 3 fairies helping you. And that's also the spiritual realm. That's like 3 out of the 4. If you breathe in the vapor from the tea, that's a 4th element. Well, see, that's water and air. And if you use an open flame to heat the water, that would also be fire. You could connect with the fire spirit as well. So that would be like how to use all of the elements together just for a cup of tea to cleanse yourself physically and emotionally and spiritually. So I recommend eating a lot of raw vegetables and fruits. That does help a lot. Just go get the healthiest celery you can find. Go home and chop it up immediately. Put it in a vat of fresh, pure water. I don't recommend tap. Just whatever. If you have like, bottled water, just keep it in your fridge. And every time you feel like you want a snack, go to your fridge, grab a couple pieces of celery or carrot sticks that are in the water, and it's fresh and crisp, and it always feels good. That's earth and water combined again. So, and again, if you combine with the 3rd element, spirit, the spiritual realm, that also will help cleanse yourself on many different levels. Now, one that came to me while I was writing this list was very strange, but I like it. If you don't have any of the other stuff I'm talking about, like incense or, all this stuff I talked about, what you can do is just go get 2 bowls of, just 2 bowls that your hands fit in, or 1 big bowl your hands fit in, and just fill it up to the, above your hands with rice or salt and rice. Put your hands in it, and then just imagine all the energy draining through your hands or feet if you want. You could also do this through feet. Don't put rice in your bathtub, so don't do that part in the bathtub. And then when you're done after 10 minutes, just thank the rice. You can also connect to the spirit of the rice, and you can just thank it and connect to Mother Earth, Gaia as well. When you're working with rice, especially if it's a product not from your area, it might be easier to connect with Mother Earth, Gaia, but just put your hands in the rice for 5 or 10 minutes and do a little deep breathing and meditation, and imagine all your negative energy and worries going into the rice. Then throw it in the trash. Throw it out of your house. Don't let it redissipate back into your home. So for air, I had an amazing idea, is go get yourself a special broom. I recommend during Halloween buying yourself a Halloween broom, a witch's broom. Or you can make one, or you can just have a separate broom that's of natural, so if it has natural bristles like from plants, as opposed to like a nylon, get a nice one to clean your house. But this one is to clean the energy using a broom. If air is your element, this is going to be delightful for you. Use it to literally cleanse the air. Okay? Get cobwebs out of your ceiling with this if you want. and use it to sweep away the energy. This uses an earth element as well as air. And the other thing is, if you later use a mop, especially a cotton mop, which is earth, and you're using the water and you do those floral emanations, that's also earth. So, and also if it smells good and is going through the air, that's also air. So you could combine a lot of these, things, just to do all of the, include all of the elements. So incense uses earth, fire, and air. So that's a really lovely one. And you can use incense or sage, burn sage or sweetgrass. And just make sure the smoke covers every part of your body. Blow the smoke through your body. If you want to include water in this, burn it out of a seashell. Okay, like a abalone shell. Or even a little small clam shell. It doesn't have to be a lot of sage, but it just kind of cleanses your energy, your etheric body, your aura. It kind of cleanses your prana, which is the energy very closely tied to your body. Prana only extends about at the very most, probably 2 centimeters to an inch out of your body. It's like very close to your body. And if you're sick, it is closer to your body than, and if you're very, very vibrant and healthy, it will stand out 1.5 inches. Probably up to 2 inches away from your body if you're super, super healthy. But average is about 0.5 inch to 1 inch from your body. And your aura, though, can extend a couple feet away from your body. And the rhythm of your heart can extend, I think I read it was like 10 feet away from your body in all directions. So you want to keep your emotional body clear so that your heart is not emanating a sadness. Okay? So with air, heck, when you get out of the shower, you could just like blow dry yourself with a blow dryer and imagine that that's blowing away all the negative energy in all of your bodies. It's not the most spiritual way, but hey, it's a practical urban way to do it, okay? You can use an actual fan, like plugged into the wall, or what I more recommend is just if you have an old-fashioned coquettish fan, or just use a piece of paper, fan yourself. One of my favorite ways to do it is if you have a bunch of turkey feathers and you can make it into the shape of an angel's wing and you can fan yourself with it. Don't recommend pigeon feathers you find on the street. Pigeons can possibly contain diseases, so you gotta watch out with the pigeon feathers, okay? Even though I see them and collect them, but I still know, oh God, please protect me from any disease that may be on this feather here. Another way that you can use air as an element to cleanse yourself is when you go outside and you see puffy white clouds in the sky or rainbows. You can breathe in the energy of the clouds to clear away and attract all the negative energy like a magnet. You can also bring in the energy of the rainbow into your heart, and that will send the light shooting in different directions to cleanse all of your chakras. So you can use, earth air. So for fire, you can use, again, incense, which I've already mentioned, including sage or sweetgrass. You can even just burn a bay leaf. Bay leaves are really, really good for that. So as far as fire is concerned, you can use a fireplace, build a fire pit outside, have a barbecue outside. As long as there's a little bit of fire, you can just imagine that. Or you can have a meditation in which you imagine the violet flame that will never burn you going through your body and cleansing any place you feel uncomfortable or emotionally unstable or mentally not totally clear. You can just burn away all of the dross with that violet flame of Saint Germain. Like I said yesterday, I don't really get into this guy so much. I never have. I don't really resonate with that, but the violet flame, I do resonate with that. I like the color. It's really interesting. Now, you could also use a fireplace video, and hear the energy of the crackling fire and imagine that you obviously don't walk on fire. You can walk on hot coals if you're with Anthony Robbins. Otherwise, I don't really recommend it, okay? But you can have a candle burning or a lot of candles burning. or you could just stand in the sunshine, because the biggest ball of fire I know is the actual sun itself. So that is a way to pull in the fire energy. Again, pull it into your heart chakra directly, or your 8th chakra, or your crown chakra. Or you can imagine you're sitting on the sun, like the sun is like creating a secondary sun underneath you. Sit in a lotus position and imagine it raising up your kundalini energy, going out the top of your head, going up through your 8th chakra, and coming back around again into your feet and cleansing your whole body. And you imagine it as if you have the same style, which you do, of magnetosphere around you as the earth does. So that's how I use fire. I like the idea of having even a volcano video. when it was so cleansing and purifying for me to watch Goddess Pele do her work, and the lava and the rivers of fire. I watched the live cameras for 4.5 months every day. I had Volcano News. It was like pretty incredible. I had Volcano News on it was like always cast to my Chromecast in my bedroom. I'd lay in my bed like for hours just staring at the volcano, just, yes, Goddess, go, 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 Goddess Pele, you know. And I was sad. I was praying for all the people that lost their homes, but she's really literally recreating the island of Mu. You know, I just felt like this was an Edgar Cayce prediction. The island of Mu was coming back. Lemuria and Atlantis, all that energy and technology, and people are being reincarnated now that were in these civilizations like before prehistory was recorded. It's like incredible. So for me, it was like the volcanic. You can also call upon the Goddess Pele, you know, to come. Or you can call upon the Nordic god Loki. He's a little bit of a trickster. He's like a coyote. He's like a fox energy, but you know, he stole fire, so he's considered the god of fire. So he stole fire from Odin. And so I don't know. I mean, you could play around with gods to help them. They can help you cleanse your aura and your emotional and mental and spiritual bodies. And let's see, fire, as far as cleansing your physical body, I don't really recommend it, but if you want to do like a quick tobacco ceremony, you don't have to smoke it. You can just burn it or put some on the ground. That's also an earth cleansing to have your ancestors come, and that's also roping in the spiritual realm as well. Let's see here. For Earth, you could also watch videos of the Earth. There's a lot on Netflix about the Earth and the planet, and look up the words "our world" or "the planet," or just look up "world," "planet," oceans. There's so many beautiful videos like nature, Earth. You know, look up these words, these buzzwords, and you're going to find an amazing array of videos to watch that will just cleanse your soul just by watching. It'll make you feel relaxed and beautiful, inside and out, on every possible level. So yeah, videos of fireplace. I wanted to mention though, on Netflix, look up Fire or Fireplace, and they do have, from the movie Bright, they had one, I don't know if they still have it, but they had like a green fire and a purple fire, or it changes colors, and there's fairies buzzing around it. It's one of my most favorite things to have on in the background while I'm studying or researching or writing. So I can look up every now and again and see a little fairy. It's adorable. And plus, it's kind of special. The fire's like green or purple. It's really neat. So anyway, as far as the earth, air, dancing, feeling the air on your body as you're dancing. Another way to cleanse yourself is if you go out in nature while it is a windy day. Imagine it's going through every single cell in your body, cleansing you from the inside out, and all of your bodies are being cleansed by that air. It's so intense. I love that feeling. I mean, especially like in Chicago or in Oklahoma where it's super windy, it just feels fresh always. It's like a fresh energy. Go to the beach, any ocean in the world, there's always a nice breeze. Guatemala, Caribbean, not as much. It exists, but it's like not as much. It's so hot there. It's unbearable. I felt like after the 8th day, I was going to literally go insane. I had to get out of there. It was so hot. And I mean, I wouldn't mind having my own island. I love the idea of being on an island, but with all the breezes, I think it's just the air, the fresh air is what I crave. You know, just being stuck in a stagnant energy where there's no breeze is like, blah. But in the desert, my God, in Arizona, there are some amazing winds. I just felt so cleansed and pure after being in the desert like that. So earth, air, and fire. And now the last one is water. We're going to talk about water. Well, actually, we're going to talk about spirit in a minute. So water next and then spirit. Water is the easiest, most fun, amazing way. You can put a fresh, clean crystal into a water bottle, like a little small crystal, but make sure it's like a rose quartz or an amethyst or a pure quartz. Don't ever use anything exotic. Malachite is poisonous and selenite will melt. So stick with your basic quartzes, you know, like your rose quartz, regular quartz, or amethyst. You can program it with your own ideas and stuff, you know, before you do this. If you want to use obsidian, that would be okay. Snowflake obsidian will take out all your negativity and it will put back into you positivity, and you never have to cleanse snowflake obsidian because it naturally does that for itself. Black tourmaline will do it for yourself, but don't put that in water. So if you have black tourmaline sitting on your nightstand, it will constantly cleanse the air around itself and you never have to clean it, which is good because putting it under water will make it break and brittle. But if you have, just rose quartzes to cleanse yourself of past love issues, not loving yourself, feeling guilty about, not liking yourself, self-esteem, core confidence issues, anything to do with that. Rose quartz is a natural loving mother stone. It's a mother energy, but a pure, good, loving mother that actually gives a crap about you. Sorry, all mothers out there. I know I super love my kids, but we've had our issues. It's like you can't go through this planet without having issues sometimes. And I know with my own birth mom, I had a lot of issues. My stepmom had a lot of issues. So when I say mother, I mean the loving goddess that just loves us with all of our heart, mind, body, and soul, and she never think of hurting us. The same thing with Mother Earth Gaia, that kind of loving, nurturing energy. I'm not meaning specifically your mother, but I'm meaning specifically our collective mother, that mothering energy, the love that the earth gives us. The warm, fuzzy, light baby shell pink color love. So rose quartz is good for that. Amethyst is good for cleansing your spiritual body and your etheric astral body, and possibly your mental plane because it's your crown chakra. So amethyst would also be good for that, and you could just put that in your water bottle or in a glass or a pitcher of water and keep it in your fridge if you want. I don't recommend putting it in lemonade or something weird, not even iced tea, unless there's no sugar in it at all. Then maybe it's okay, but still might be a little weird. But just do this with a pitcher of water. I have a feeling that will keep it cleansed and high vibe for you, especially when you keep the crystal cleansed. Drinking a crystal water, and you put words on your water such as love or purify or clarify or clean or beauty, joy, high vibration. Put those words on a piece of paper, tape them to the outside of your glass or your water bottle or your pitcher of water you keep in your fridge. And that, or even, if you have one of those water things that you sparklets or whatever, the giant things where you pull the water out and it has nothing to do with the sink. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I know you know what I mean. You could put words on that as well. Take the label off that it comes with and put your own word on it. I guarantee that will bring a lot more cleansing and beauty energy to you. So it will clear your energy, keep you clean. Another lovely thing, of course, is to take a salt bath or an Epsom salt bath, especially Epsom salts. You can also take an herbal bath that brings in the element of earth with the water, and you can connect to the spirits, and that brings in the element of spirit as well. Water sprays. Oh my God, I love sprays so much. It's just you could go to any health food store, and there's the Aura Glow ones are really good. They have like jasmine and rose and just rosemary. There's like different ones. You can make one yourself. Just go get a normal spray bottle. Take like a tablespoon of vodka, and I mean, if you don't drink, just buy the teeniest, tiniest, like buy an airplane bottle of vodka, and just keep it for this purpose only. You put like maybe a teaspoon and then drops of essential oil into the vodka so that it will dissipate in that, and then fill the whole huge bottle of water with fresh purified water, and then put that little bit of essential oil vodka mix into it. And you could keep your eyes closed and spray. If you're a lady and you wear makeup, that will hold your makeup in place all day long. It's kind of a neat trick. Also cleanses your aura. Spray, and if you're a man, it's just refreshing. And if you're a man, you don't have to do girly scents. You could do rosemary. You could do black pepper. You know, it's just keep your eyes closed. I mean, black pepper, eyes, sneezing. Yeah, you maybe don't. But no, you could. You could mix it with bergamot and black pepper is lovely for men. Bay essential oil of bay leaf is really, really manly, masculine. If you're a woman that likes masculine scents like I do, neutral scents would be grapefruit and lemon. Orange will bring you more joy. It'll help you release. You can use the not just essential oils, but also you could put in Rescue Remedy or Bach Flower Remedies. Go to the health food store and sit there in the aisle and read all the things and see which one is most you. Or you can go online and take a quiz. So when you get there, you know what you're going to buy, so you don't waste your time there in the store like a maniac sitting in the aisle for an hour like I usually do, reading every book and reading everything. It's a good thing I'm in South America. I don't go to health food stores and sit around reading labels like I used to. And books, oh my God. I mean, always people come up, oh, so did you want to buy that book? It's like, oh my God. I don't mean to embarrass myself, but I always was so interested, and I always wanted $200 worth of books and only had the money to buy, well, none, or one. Anyway, so let's see. For air, I think I did say breathing exercises. I wanted to re-emphasize that. Breathing exercises you can use with Qigong, or Qigong, however you want to pronounce that, Tai Chi, yoga, all the healing arts that go slow and focus on breathing, the Himalayan yogi rites that I talked about the other night to reverse aging, the ancient secret of the Fountain of Youth episode, that will help you. Your breathing, that will help you cleanse everything via air, including purify your physical body. So as far as water is concerned, besides a bath, taking a nice lovely bath, put a color in it. Put the color that you need to cleanse the most. So if you want to have more love, put 1 drop of red, and the whole bath water be a very pale pink. Don't make it too red because it'll just look like it'll look gross. You don't want that. You could do yellow. I don't prefer that also because that kind of reminds me of kids that pee in the pool. Virgo, I'm like very, very Virgo. A lot of things really bug me, but orange is a really lovely color. I mean, if you accidentally put too much red, just add more yellow, make it an orange bath, and that will be the level of who you feel you are as a person, kind of between survival and your id, like who you are, and it will get you on the stomach issues and stomach level gut instincts, or gut punches when people punch you in the gut, energetically speaking, like they've really ripped the carpet out from under you, like saying that they love you every single day, and then all of a sudden they break up with you out of nowhere, like if you've ever had a relationship with a narcissist, then you know what I'm talking about. So an orange bath would be good to cleanse that. Orange also brings you creativity and vitality to your aura, and colored waters will cleanse your aura. I prefer emerald green, turquoise, or blue, but sometimes also if you put too much red, add blue, make a purple bath. Purple is a very high vibration, It is the top of the crown chakra, as well as white and gold are the colors for the crown chakra. And the upper realm chakras, there's rainbow energy and bright white light that contains all energies in pastel form, and also flecks of gold, swirly gold energy. So if you want to use your air and spirit elements combined by breathing and imagining these colors cleansing you, that's good. But in a bath, it works wonderful. I always love taking colored baths, and I put like a turquoise bath. It's lovely. Turquoise is made with blue and green food coloring. Food coloring works. You could go to the health food store and buy a $4 or $5 packet of bath whatever, which I love those the soap bath powder things. They smell lovely, and it turns your bath a color, and it seems magical. Some of them are really fancy with herbs and crystals in them now, but you could do it yourself for a lot cheaper if you want. I mean, Dollar Tree will, a dollar store, you could go for $1 and get the food dye, and that'll last you like months, maybe a year. But in your bath, just put beautiful things that are going to help, cleanse your body and your mind. It will soothe your mind, and that's what's important. That would be one way to cleanse your mental body. But you can also make a poultice, just boil some tea. Like maybe you have a headache, boil some jasmine tea, pour it over a washcloth, put that on your head or on the back of your neck or on your back, and that will help you. The scent of the jasmine and plus jasmine tea is healing. If your eyes are puffy or swollen, you could just do a poultice with water and put it over your face. And Lipton tea you could just drink 2 cups of Lipton tea, use the tea bags on your eyes. That will take out swelling on your eyes. And, it's, it kind of cleanses, physically. It's like using earth as well as water. And again, constantly connect with the spirits. Drinking the crystal water. Okay, connecting with the water spirits, that would be using the spirit and water realm. But you could also, go swimming in a pool. Go swimming in a lake or an ocean or a river, or just go dunk yourself 3 times under and just ask your higher guidance to cleanse you on every level. Now we get to the level of the spirit realm, and this is super fun. Ask Archangel Michael to cut cords between you and everybody else, period. I don't care if it's your best friend, your mama, your kid, or your dog. I don't care if it's your favorite lover or your neighbor. You have to constantly cut ties. If someone touches you, cut those cords every freaking night. Because they might have been pleasant enough when you saw them, but now that you're not near them, you don't know what they're going through. Don't let other people's energy mess with yours, especially during ascension. So cut all the cords and ties, wish everybody well. You can do better for them if you're not connected to them directly like that, not energetically. Okay, that is imperative right now to keep your own energy field cleansed and clear. Okay. Because you don't want to rely on someone, you don't want to be an energy vampire and suck their energy on your bad, slow days either. And you don't want them to do that to you. And it can happen. Energy vampires, you just don't even know. Someone could hug you because they're a leech, and now they're going to start leeching your vibrant, Kundalini energy away from you, or your life force energy away from you. And they might not even be aware of it. Energy vampires never are, ever. And they might just have a leak in their own aura, and they're just trying to stay alive, So cut all your ties. Ask Archangel Michael to come and cut all your ties. Ask Archangel Michael to come and cleanse and clean and clear out all of your energy fields. Light incense while you're doing this. Ask God. Ask the goddess. Whatever you feel comfortable with. We've gone through a whole host of pantheons in the past month. So go back and listen to those episodes and see who you feel close to. Which one person stands out? I mean, today I was feeling a little bit like, man, I'm having this allergy. I started singing the Babalu song that Ricky Ricardo used to sing. And I asked the spirit, Babalu Aye, please come and help me get rid of this energy and this negative, illness, sicky, allergy feeling I'm having, because I don't like it. I don't think I need it. I think I'm just revisiting some crap from the past, and I don't want it anymore. I feel better now. I did take a 4-hour allergy pill, all just, full disclosure, but it helps. It helps to know that you're not alone in any of this stuff. So, okay. You can work with angels. You can work with your higher self. You could work with your spiritual team, which I did have a show about that. You can pray. Praying is easy. You don't even need any outward anything. No tools, no water, no nothing. Just pray. God, please cleanse my body. It's so easy. I just did it. God, please cleanse my body. Amen. You can go out in nature and ask all the fairy folk to come and pick apart all the negative energy, pick it out like leaves out of your hair. They'll pick the negative energy out of your aura, out of your mental body or your emotional body, whatever you ask them. You could go to sleep out, at the beach or at wherever you're safe. Might even be in your backyard and you got a few rose bushes around. Ask the rose fairies, just ask the fairy folk to come and help you. Make them an offering. Bring them a little bowl of rice or a little bowl of sugar. My friend Cheryl from Prince Edward Island, who was on the show a couple months ago, we're going to have her back on soon. Cheryl, when she hears this, she'll hear this when she saves up my episodes and then she'll paint for 3 days straight. And I know she's laughing right now, even if right now is in a year. It won't be. It'll probably be in a few weeks. But hi, Cheryl. Anyway, my friend Cheryl told me that if you are one of those people that sugar spills off the spoon when you're moving the sugar between the sugar bowl and your coffee cup or your tea cup, and you don't quite manage to clean up your sugar, that will attract fairies. And you're going to have fairies all over your house. I'm like, oh my God, I always have sugar on my counter. I can never keep my counter clean. I do have a teenage son. We both, so we both are a little on the lazy side. We're in our environment, we're more scattered and our minds were more clear. We're just that way. But I noticed a lot of fairies in here, and she told me that. I'm like, oh, no wonder. I do have fairies. Also, I have dragons that hang out around me. If you have dragons around you, they can cleanse each chakra with their dragon fire. It's all ethereal, but they can do that, and they can cleanse you. They could just blow fire all over your body and cleanse everything at once. So you can work with whatever kind of energy you want. You can work with your ancestors and ask them for hints and tips and tricks on how to cleanse your energy. But I prefer to work with the angels, Archangel Raphael if you're sick or just you want him to heal you. Also, I have my spiritual healing team. I asked them, hey, guys, come in and I ask them questions through kinesiology. They tell me yes or no, and they tell me what's going on, what do I need, and I ask them to please, on an energetic level, fix it for me. Usually when we have anything going on or wrong in our minds or our emotional body and we don't address it, it then becomes a dense form in the physical body. So if you're having physical issues because you just didn't pay attention when it was in the mental plane or the emotional plane or the spiritual plane, and then it came to the physical plane so you would pay attention to it. So, okay, I think that's pretty much all I recommend as far as spiritual. Also, meditation works. Visualization, creative visualization, hypnosis, meditation, all that works. Mentally cleanse yourself. You can imagine from your tippy tips of your toes all the way to the tippy top of your head. You imagine that every single cell is cleansed and filled with bright white light that cleans and eats all the negativity, all the bad stuff, all the emotional stuff, all the mental stuff, anything you're harboring. Go back to body syndromes. That's stuff that you hold in your mental body that becomes physical, and emotional body that becomes physical. So anyway, I hope this episode has been fun and has cleared up how to do energy clearing on yourself. I've given you a million examples. One of them will work. If you do all of them or 5 of them or just 2 or 3 of them, you're going to feel a lot better. Just trust me on this. Let me know how it goes. But right now, I've got to sign off because I'm running out of time. I love each and every one of you with my whole heart. I'm so glad we're on this lovely journey together. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for listening to me. And thank you for being here. I mean, really, we're all on the same mothership Earth, hurtling through space and time and galaxies in the universe. And, you know, we all have to help each other. We're moving on up to not the east side, but to the 5th dimension. Anyway, I love you guys with all my heart, and I'm signing off now with peace and love and cleansing energy, as well as joy and the high vibes of the holy 5th dimension. Until next time, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.